I'm always so fascinated to hear about Royal Rumble matches, what went into those, and like how they come about. You were a part of one that I haven't heard many people talk about. It was a Royal Rumble on SmackDown in '04. It was after Benoit had won, so the idea was, well, we'll put the 15 SmackDown guys in a Royal Rumble. Came down to you and Eddie Guerrero. So I mean, you were a part of multiple. Like, you were part of this Royal Rumble, like just days after on TV. Do you remember how that was to put together and how it differed from maybe the pay-per-view rumbles that you were a part of?
Well, the one on TV was a lot less organized. The pay per view one, they want to make sure they nail it, and it has to be perfect. The timing and when guys exit the ring, and when they come into the ring, there's a lot of timing issues that you have to make sure you're dead on with. But the one on SmackDown, we had a little more leeway. We could, it was a pre-recorded show, so if someone messed up, we could edit it. So it was a little bit different than the regular Royal Rumble matches.
So you were in, I think it was two Royal Rumble matches in like what, 2 or 3 days at that point, because the pay-per-view was just a couple days before
Yeah.
that.
Well,
And
the Royal Rumble matches aren't that difficult. You do your spots, and you pretty much just hang out in the ring and try to chop wood for a while, and you wait for the next guy to come in to do his little comeback on everybody, and then things calm down a little bit. Then somebody gets thrown out of the ring. Then another guy comes down the aisle. They get in the ring. You give them their shine. So it's a continuous process throughout the whole match. It's pretty easy psychology. You just have to know when you're supposed to be feeding the individual and when you're supposed to throw the individual over the top rope.
a fun fact on that, Benoit lasted 1 hour, 1 minute, but combined with the two Rumbles that you did that week, you lasted like 1 hour, 2 minutes, 1 hour, 3 minutes. So you spent over an hour in Royal Rumble
So I
matches
did more.
that week. And in the actual Rumble match, you were the guy that eliminated Bill Goldberg, and we had heard at that point he was creatively frustrated. He was heading towards his match with Brock. How was he to work with there and in that spot?
Well, I didn't work with him much. I mean, all I did was snuck up behind him and threw him over the top rope. So it wasn't that difficult. Sorry, Bill. I didn't mean that you were hard to throw over the top rope, but it was an easy spot to do. It's just I just had to show up, throw him over the top rope, and continue on.
Do you have any other fond Royal Rumble memories? Because you were in several of them. I mean, you were in one in your last run in WWE. I know you did one in Saudi Arabia. Of course, you were one of the primary names in so many of these matches that fans love so much.
I distinctly remember the Royal Rumble when it was ended up with Triple H and myself at the end
Oh
of the
yeah.
match, and that was a very special Royal Rumble. I think Triple H just came back from injury, I believe,
Yes.
and so it was a good time, and Triple H picked me to be the final one to throw over the top rope, and I thought that was a great compliment. So, it was his night to shine. It wasn't mine, unfortunately. I never won a Royal Rumble. I wish I did. It's the one thing that I wanted to do, to put a feather in my cap in my career, but it just never happened.